What's going on, everybody? DjGoHam here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. This is your Seasons for Console Q&A. I've got 60 questions from you, and today we're going to answer each one of them. We're going to discuss everything from the different types of animals to how cotton works, if snow will stick to your tires, when it will be released, and everything in between. Before we get started, I want to let you know that I will have links in the description to a playlist that I've done on Seasons, plus the Realismus Modding blog that talks about Seasons and everything to do with it. Realismus Modding is the modder for Seasons. That being said, let's get it started. What will happen with tractors in the snow? So snow basically works like any other crop, but it is a little bit slippery. Now, I don't think that you're going to be getting stuck. However, it's going to be a little bit tougher to get through. It does have a lot of resistance as well, so you're probably not going to be going full speed. Can you drift in the snow? Yes, absolutely. Depending on what kind of vehicle you have, obviously a low-to-the-ground rear-wheel drive vehicle is going to be the best for that. However, if you're going fast enough and you can get it to spin around, you can drift just about anything. It's not like a drift game, per se, but it is fun. You guys are going to have a good time in the snow. Can we see a plow truck for consoles? So here is the dealio with the plows and everything like that. Of course, you have the Aorus snowpack, which has got a plow with it. There's a couple other things in game that will work as a plow with any crop as well. As far as a plow truck for console, you just have to have a modder make it, that is all. Will the roads be slick when it snows? So, other than the snow itself, if there's no snow on anything, then the same properties apply as always. So if you're on the road, there's no snow on the road, but there's snow on the side of the road, you'll have just as much grip on the road as you normally do. Will you have to start a new game save if you add Seasons to an in-game map? Or do you have to start a new game at all? So yes, you are going to have to start a new game save. You don't have to, but it is extremely recommended so that things work the way they're supposed to right off the bat. So if you guys are going to be using Seasons, I'd highly recommend you guys start with a new game save. If you don't want to and you want to take a chance, well, go for it. I support you 100%, but Seasons will work 100% the way it's supposed to if you have a new game save. With that being said, will you be able to turn it off? Absolutely. So Seasons works just like any normal mod. I did a video on this yesterday. If you guys want to check that out, I'll make sure I leave a link to that in the description as well. It's just like any other mod. It's like the Scarrick the Truck. If you've got it, you can install it, you're good. If you don't have it and it's not installed, well, you don't have it in your game. Seasons is exactly the same. Is the Aorus snowpack being released at the same time as Seasons? So that's the way it worked on PC, and we haven't seen it in testing for consoles in about a week and a half. So I imagine that it has passed and everything is ready to go. So I'm going to say yes, we will see this when Seasons releases. Will there be salt stations for consoles so that you can buy salt? So we've got that on PC. The mod will have to be modified and resubmitted to work on consoles, but I imagine that the modder will be doing that. Will it take longer for your vehicle to start up? So the start animation is exactly the same. There's nothing different. The only thing that's going to happen is maybe if your vehicle's getting a little bit older and you haven't done any maintenance to it, it may be a little tougher to get started, or it may not start at all, and you'll have to find a way to get it repaired. Nonetheless, no, it's going to be absolutely normal. Will all maps that are Seasons ready that are out for console now be Seasons ready for console? This is the one thing that I'm going to say yes, but with a few caveats. Keep in mind that all these maps with Seasons, they were using the PC Seasons when they made it Seasons ready. So I imagine that yes, it will be like that. I don't see Giants being like, oh yeah, Seasons for console is a completely different thing, and now everything needs two versions of everything to work. I don't see it being like that. So if Seasons is working on a map that has been released for all platforms, then I'm going to say yes. So Oakfield Farm, Lone Oak, maps like that, Sussex Farm, maps that are Seasons ready already, I think those are going to work just fine. Will I be doing more Let's Plays when Seasons is released on console? Yes. I have tried doing some stuff with Seasons on PC, and the views just are not there. Doesn't seem like the interest is there as well, but once it is released and everybody has access to it, yes, one of the Let's Plays that we're rocking with will have seasons enabled, and we'll be playing it a little bit more close to the T of seasons itself, instead of being like, oh yeah, day 1 we had to plow, yeah, day 2 cultivate, day 3 play. You know, we're going to be going a little bit more in depth with it. When Seasons comes out on console, can I do a walkthrough to explain how everything works? Absolutely, I'll be happy to do that. I did something kind of similar to that, not very in depth for PC, but I will be going into depth on console, as well as a few other YouTubers will be as well. Make sure you guys check out Mr. Silly P. He did a phenomenal job on FS17. Mr. Silly P is actually the reason that I knew how to use Seasons in FS17. So make sure you guys check him out because he'll be doing great videos as well. Will the lakes freeze over? That is up to the map maker. So that has nothing to do with the Seasons mod or the modder itself. It's all has to do with the map maker. So for example, on Oakfield Farm and Lone Oak, all of the water freezes because Oxygen David has made it like that. He has said, okay, when it becomes summer or when it becomes, winter, make sure that all the water is frozen. So it's a totally different little plop on there, if you want to call it that. So that has it's everything to do with the modder, nothing to do with the Seasons mod. Can you use in-game silage plows to plow snow? So those may work, but I don't think it's going to work the way you want it to. So I would just use the provided stuff in the Hauer pack. Will Seasons come with a tow chain and winch? No. What are the controls for Seasons? So if you are on an Xbox controller, you're going to hit left bumper and the start button. And if you guys are on PlayStation 4, you're going to hit L1 and the start button, or whatever the options button is. Whatever, the one on the right. I don't know. It's the start button. I'm an old school gamer. You got start and select. That's it. And I'll continue that till the day I die. When you hit those buttons, again, the video I did yesterday shows that off. Hit those buttons together, start with L1 or left bumper, then hit start, and you guys will have the Seasons menu pull up, and you can adjust all the settings and see everything about Seasons from there. This is a huge question right here. Will snow get stuck on the tires like with the Real Dirt Color mod? No, it won't. It's just like driving over any other crop. It might get dirty, but it's not going to have that white look to it. Do I know if there will be any snowblower attachments for tractors or skid steers? So yeah, I think so. There's a couple snowblower mods out now. I know North Modding Company did a really nice one, and I imagine that is going to be resubmitted for console as well. What is the best snow plowing mod on console right now? So this is going to be stuff that's already in the game. I say milling machine 100%, because we called it the snowblower when it came out, but it's not a snowblower, it's a milling machine. He sucks crop in and shoots it out the top. But isn't that what a snowblower is? So go download the milling machine right now, and you guys will be just fine the day that it releases. Will you be able to spread salt on the road? Yes, absolutely. So the thing with salt is it only works when snow is one layer. So in Farming Simulator 19 and even in 17, snow goes by layers. So it just plops a layer on and then another layer on top of that. You can enable it to where it only does one layer. And so when you drive over it, your tracks automatically dig down to the ground and makes the snow disappear there. Also, with the salt, it makes one layer of snow disappear with the salt. However, salt will not work on anything that's two layers, so it won't make the top layer go away. So salt doesn't work like that, but yeah, it'll work just fine actually. Will you be able to plow snow with a front loader bucket? In Farming Simulator 17, you said you just filled the bucket and then could not push the snow like in real life. Yes, that is because it is Farming Simulator and the crops do not work like that. Snow essentially is just another crop, but it falls from the sky. Think about it like that, and it's going to be a whole lot easier. Treat the snow like you would treat hay laying on the ground. Well, with hay, you can't push hay around. You can't push anything around with a bucket. So if you want to use a bucket, you're going to be picking up the bucket, filling it up, lifting it, dumping it, and doing that over and over and over again. So again, think of the snow like a normal crop in Farming Simulator. It'll be a whole lot easier to figure out. Are we going to be getting Seasons Geos, the same ones from PC? Possibly, yes. A few of these probably will be releasing with it. I believe the Snowy Lands will be releasing with it as well, so you can have snow all the time. past that point, that's going to be up to the modders of those. If they need to or want to, they can resubmit them for testing with Giants for console. Once they know that they work, they will be released. But yes, we will see Seasons Geos. How much will you have to plow the snow? You don't have to plow it at all if you don't want to. You can turn snow off. It will still snow from the sky. However, it will not stick to the ground. It'll just be nice and beautiful. So you could do that if you want. Again, I did show that off in the video yesterday. So if you want to have snow, you can have it. If you want to have just one layer, so it's nice and easy to deal with, you could do that. Or if you want to let it pile up for whatever random amount that it happens, well, you could do that too. So will you have to plow the snow? That's up to you. Is Seasons better in Farming Simulator 19 than in FS17? I think so. I'm not sure better or worse is the term I would use. I think more immersive is the term I would use. There's a whole lot more to think about and deal with other than the fact of crops. It seemed like in Farming Simulator 17, it was basically when can I get crops in the ground? When do I have to get them out of the ground? When do I need to fertilize? And when do I sell? Now, that extends all the way to animals as well, which is pretty cool. Speaking of animals, what are the different animal breeds for cows, pigs, etc.? So for cows, there are 3 different beef cattle and 2 dairy cattle. For pigs, there are 2 for breeding and 2 for feeding or eating. For sheep, there are 3 for feeding or eating, or selling them for meat, and 1 for wool production. For chickens, there's 1 for eggs, 1 for selling for meat, and 1 that is a hybrid of the 2. And then horses are the same as base game. Will you be able to move animals to different pieces of land? Again, I mentioned this is up to the modder. This is something that Oxygen David really pioneered with Oakfield Farm. He did a phenomenal job of putting that feature in. However, you don't have to move them if you don't want to. There is a grazing feature on PC. I imagine it'll be there on console as well. Basically, if there's grass in the field, you don't have to give them grass. If there's grass that has grown, so for example, if they're in there and you notice that the grass is all the way down and they've eaten all the grass, well, you can load them up and move them to another pen. But that's only on Oakfield Farm. I imagine a lot of people playing either Oakfield or Lone Oak. Those are definitely the 2 maps that I highly recommend. Can you turn off periodic plowing? Yes, those settings that are in game, I know in Farming Simulator 17, a lot of those settings went away. In Farming Simulator 19, some of those settings have stayed. So, for example, weeds and periodic plowing, those have still stayed on. So if you want to turn those off, you can turn those off to make it a little bit easier for you. I support that 100%. What effects would silo storage have on grass, hay, and straw? You figured that grass would still rot away. Hay, though. So here is the dealio with this. If you have stuff stored in a silo, so you guys know that I like to do everything in loose bulk, which means I like to put everything in a normal silo, just like all my crops. Well, that is fine. Nothing is going to happen with those. If you put grass in, you're going to get grass out no matter what time of the year it is. No matter if you leave it in there for the entire time that you play the Let's Play, and you play the Let's Play for 4 years in real life, it's going to stay exactly the same. However, if you have it in piles or you have it in bales, it will rot if you don't have it covered. So you need to make sure that it's in some type of building that's covered. On top of that, my understanding is grass still will rot. So hay and straw won't, but grass will still rot. So make sure that grass, if you're going to do it, make sure you either use it or put it towards something else. Ted it or turn it into silage. Can you have a snowball fight or at least build a snowman? You cannot. Will it be a pack? So you may think that it is a pack because same mod are making quite a few different things, but Seasons itself is one mod. If you want to download a Seasons Geo, that is another mod, and those mods work together. Only use one Geo or else your game will be totally fried. Not in a bad way, but you're not going to know how to do anything because nothing's going to work. So will it be in a pack? No, it will be individual mods. For players who only get on once in a while, what do I recommend for Seasons days? For example, person who asked this only gets on weekends, maybe. So what I would recommend there is to use 3-day seasons. You can use 6-day seasons and go with a faster time. However, I recommend 3-day seasons if you're using the base game with no Seasons Geo. If you're using Seasons Geo, you need to be running at least 6-day seasons. And just so it doesn't get boring, you can either do what I do and set the time to like ×1. The great thing about seasons is in game, if you have time going, nothing changes until like midnight or early morning. So, and to top that off even more so, nothing changes in the side of the seasons day. So let's say you're running 6-day seasons and you have, each season has 3 parts. So that means that each part has 2 days. You got day 1, day 2. It's basically in the same slot. Well, between day 1 and day 2, nothing will change. Nothing in game will change. Your crops won't grow. Your fertilization states are not going to change. Your animals aren't going to do anything wild. I mean, your animals be kind of normal, to be honest with you. But anything else as far as crops go, so you don't have to worry if something wild's going to happen. So you could take your time. You could set time times 15, times 30, whatever. Be totally fine there. But again, if you're just playing normal seasons, if you're only getting on the weekends, say go with 3-day seasons, you'll be able to play a lot more. Is there more snow that comes down than Farming Simulator 17? It is roughly about the same. Sometimes you'll get more, sometimes you'll get less. In Farming Simulator 19, Year 1 is basically easy mode, and then from there it's completely randomized. So it's... It could be more, it could be less. It is literally luck of the draw. What will happen if you get 2 seasons in one, like winter and summer? Well, I have had snow in summer 1, but I was using a Geo, and it was very interesting. The snow stuck as well. I was kind of odd, but everything in game was exactly the same. So there was snow on the ground, yeah, but the ground wasn't frozen, which was also really odd. But I could still run the crops. So go into your seasons menu, check and see what you can do. As long as you can do something, go for it. Will it be like Farming Simulator 17 that if you don't repair your vehicle, it's harder to start or may not start at all? 100%. That is a correct statement. What do you need to do to get slurry and or digestate? So slurry and manure. Digestate's just a byproduct of those. Slurry and manure. So this is really easy and it's kind of nice, and it doesn't count against you. If you use straw with your pigs and your cows, you will get manure. If you don't give them straw in their bedding, they will give you liquid. So you will get slurry from both of them. Very easy right there. So use straw, you'll get manure. Don't use straw, you'll get slurry. How does the new drying system work for making grass to hay? Just time. That is it. Just time. Go through, TED it, and sit and wait. That's it. How will weather affect your crops? So your crops can become overhydrated. They can become dehydrated. They can wither. They can die. They cannot germinate at all. Whenever you plant, you've got planted. Then you have germinated. And then you have growing. And sometimes parts of your crops may not grow at all. They may wither. Or you may be halfway through a season and you'll look and be like, wait, the crop was fine and now it's, some of it's dead, but it's not full crops. It's not like it was in 17 where a full crop would go. In 19, it's much more forgiving. It's only parts of it, and it's small parts. With the Seasons mod, what activities will be available during winter? So animals you're sure of, but will the hay have to be covered before the snow or in a barn? Yes. So again, like I mentioned before, hay and straw, make sure that you've got it somewhere that's covered up so that it is good to go. Again, I highly recommend you guys, unless you're playing just mega realistic, which you guys know I don't, I put everything in a silo and it's perfectly fine there. And when I put it in a trailer, it's going to be fine in there as well. So that's what I do. Other activities that are going to be available in winter, you really do whatever you would normally do when there's nothing else to do. Plus you've got snow plowing, so you can have a little bit of fun with that. But yeah, your animals will have to be taken care of, but if there's snow on the ground, you can't really do much with the crops. Do I think that you could have it snow forever? Oh yeah, 100%. This is called the Geo Snowy Lands, so Seasons Geo Snowy Lands. This is going to be a mod that I imagine will be coming with Seasons, maybe a few days after, but you just enable this. It's like any other Seasons Geo, except it snows all the time, and there's one crop that you could do, and it is poplars. So you could still do poplars in the snow, which is great. But yeah, but mainly Snowy Lands is just for having fun. It's a lot of fun. but it's just for having fun. Can weeds still be turned off in seasons? Yes, they can. Does snow pile up on a vehicle? Snow will not pile up on your vehicle, only on the ground. When it rains, will there be water accumulation? No, there will not be. It will be exactly like it is base game Farming Simulator 19. How does cotton work in seasons? Well, in base seasons, it doesn't. Period. End of statement. Seasons is based off a region in the UK. Very temperate, normal region where you get 4 seasons. So do keep that in mind. It is kind of UK based. So if you guys are in the United States, you may want to find a US Geo, which there are quite a few out there for PC right now. I imagine all these are going to be redone for console. Yeah, you need to make sure that you got a Geo on. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to do cotton at all, period. How long does the snow stay around for? So this depends on how cold it is in your game. If you're running 24-day seasons, you might have snow for a long time, because that's going to be at least 24 in-game days that you could have snow. You could have it even more than that. Late fall into early spring, you can get snow. It's not just in the winter anymore. So keep that in mind, and it takes a while to melt as well. I believe there is a maximum amount of snow, but I have not tested that. So maybe jump on YouTube and type in FS19 huge amount of snow, something like that. You'll be able to find that out. Can you make money on snow? From a couple days ago, I would have told you no. However, with the new Sell Anything mod, I wonder, because snow is a crop, I wonder if you can. I can't actually jump on PC and find that out. Maybe we'll do something with that in the next few days. But for right now, I'll say no, you cannot make money doing snow. Does your fuel go down any faster? No, fuel does not go down any faster. Fuel is normal, completely normal right there. Nothing different. How much more complicated will Seasons 19 be over FS17? So Seasons 19 is a lot more immersive, like I said. I think that we talked about Seasons 17. Season 17 being basically Farming Simulator on hard mode. I didn't think it was very hard. It was pretty straightforward to me. However, in Farming Simulator 19, it is way different. And I think that this is probably the hardest that Farming Simulator will ever be. Don't go into it thinking that it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult. There's just more work to do. And once you understand what that work is, you're going to be totally fine. So take a sigh of relief, breathe with me. Yeah, Seasons is going to be just fine. Seasons is a lot of fun, and it's hugely immersive. And this is going to change the way you guys play Farming Simulator. Will this only have seasons for related maps, or have seasons that go with that map, or just all the same? So it will be all the same. Seasons is one thing. So you will need to add a Seasons Geo to that if you want to change it up for the different maps. Fortunately for us, there are quite a few maps out there that have Seasons Geos to go with them. Will the snow go through roofs of buildings? So this has everything to do with the modder themselves. I remember, and it was one of the first updates that we got for Farming Simulator 19. That meant that the rain didn't go through. So snow works exactly the same. You may see one or two little flurries make their way through, but you don't have to worry about that. Make sure that whatever you're playing on, whatever map you're playing on, is seasons ready or says snow mask has been added. Basically what that says is there are areas set where the snow is not allowed to accumulate. For example, on Lone Oak Farm, around the house and around all the buildings, you may see when it snows, there's kind of like a straight line around those buildings. It's because that is where the snow mask is. Snow is not allowed to accumulate there. Will crop textures be different? Nope. They will be exactly the same. This mod does nothing to the crop textures. Will the main roads have snow on them? So this again depends on the map and what the map maker has decided to do. Some roads may have snow on them. For example, I keep bringing up Lone Oak, but I play on it every day. I've played it on Seasons in my spare time quite a bit. So main roads, will they have snow on them? It just depends on the snow mask and the modder. Can your crop wither in the summer if there is a drought? Absolutely. Moving into 4 of the biggest questions that you guys had. These were the most liked questions, and so I've saved these for last. How much space will you need to download Seasons on console? So on PC, it is around 55 megabytes, which is extremely average, I guess. That's the size of some tractor packs, and it is about 1/10 the size of most normal maps. So think of a map and divide that by 10, and it's going to take up about that much space. Will it work on multiplayer? Absolutely. Yes, it will work, and you can play Seasons with your friends all day long. Is it free to download? Yes, it is. This has nothing to do with the Season Pass for console. PC does not have Season Pass. That is a console-only thing, so say you guys get some stuff. But Season Pass has nothing to do with it. Seasons is a totally different mod from that. It is just a normal, everyday mod. It is free to download for all players. And lastly, the one question that I know you guys have been wondering, when is it coming out? I don't know. I really don't. They have said that soon, very soon. That was their official response, was Seasons will be releasing soon to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players, with an update coming out beforehand. Then, if you read into the forums, if you read into Facebook, if you read into Twitter comments, you could see where they say, and I say, yes, they've mentioned this. Giant Software or Farming Simulator 19 have posted Seasons, there will be an update next week, or, a day after you guys are watching this video. There will be an update coming with Seasons being released soon after. Or they will say, there have been a lot of talk about the update coming Monday with Seasons coming Tuesday. I cannot confirm that. That is not 100% confirmed. We're just going to have to wait to find out. But I think with all that being said, we will see Seasons in the next 5 days after this video has been released. So make sure you guys get excited for that. But with all that being said, that is going to be it for today. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like on the video, get subscribed to the channel, join the GoHamFam, and make sure those notification bells are turned on so that you never miss a video here on the channel. If you guys have any more questions about Seasons, make sure you post them below. I will do my best to answer each and every one of them. But with that being said, I hope you have a great day. We'll see you later. Peace!